Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the Professor, and this is the Moment of Truth. The McMichaels have both been sentenced to life in prison on federal hate charges. Their accomplice in murder, William Bryan, got 35 years. What's great about this is that there's so many white supremacists who have seen this. Black people exercising power over white people, especially white people who murdered a black man, and it makes the white supremacists furious. White supremacists are cowards, so they saw what the McMichaels did as being striking a blow for them. So to see those pieces of trash convicted in state court by an all-white jury no less, and then see them go on trial again on federal charges, and to see the government try and fail to cut them a break, and have them convicted again and sentenced again, well, it just reminds the white supremacists just how hard an L they took on this one. Part of warfare is demoralizing the enemy. The white supremacists are used to a society that validates and praises them and makes sure that they're totally insulated from all consequences or even criticism. So for them, something like this is a shock, that these guys could be convicted once and then drag them back into court and convict them again. To them, this is like twisting the knife. Oh, forget about a knife. This is like taking a power drill to their kneecaps. And I'm loving every minute of it. Now, is this justice? The outcome? Certainly. But the process has been anything but justice. That the Arbery family had to go through all this in order for this pig-simple slam-dunk guaranteed conviction to even happen, that wasn't justice. And justice is as much about process as it is result. Justice is supposed to be baked into the cake. It's not supposed to be the exception. It's supposed to be the rule. The murder of Ahmaud Arbery was not some obscure incident, some mystery where the facts were unknown and the evidence was circumstantial or otherwise uncorroborated. This was an unequivocal, blatant act of murder. The government was holding all the cards, and yet the government's entire focus was on cutting the murderers a break. Biden's DOJ didn't see the McMichaels as being the opposition. They saw the Arbery family's nonstop demands to convict the murderers as being the problem. And why is that? It's because the system is set up to protect and promote racial privilege. And if you're the correct race, then the government has to come running to the rescue, because the system of racial goodies, giveaways, and guarantees are the tangible benefits that white supremacy gives to those classified as white. It's the glue that holds the white supremacist solidarity together. This is what the racist system was set up to do. What happened with the verdict in the McMichaels trial is not what was supposed to have happened, because a system of justice would not have required a national outcry to have those animals arrested or tried. A system of justice would not have required a national outcry just to get an investigation started. It would not have allowed Jackie Johnson to be DA, much less allow her to remain free once it was known that she was in constant contact with the killers. The McMichaels are proof that there is evil in this world. Jackie Johnson is proof that there is evil in this world. And so is Merrick Garland, the corrupt and racist Attorney General of the U.S., who has made it his mission to protect white supremacists at all costs. Merrick Garland is proof that there is evil in this world. Kristen Clark, the boot-licking, butt-kissing DOJ stooge, whose job is to be the black face that white power can hide behind to do their bidding, she is proof that there is evil in this world. And of course, the racist ringleader of them all, Joe Biden, who never makes it a point to speak for black victims of white supremacist violence, he is proof that there is evil in this world. To the extent that this sentence is justice, it's only because Ahmaud Arbery's family did what all these other black victims' families didn't. She said she doesn't forgive anything. And she told that to the Caucasian Nazi network's faces. She said that she accepts the McMichaels' apology, but she doesn't forgive them. You say you're sorry? Good, now go to prison. You can be sorry in that prison cell. Oh, you want forgiveness? You can talk to God about that. I ain't forgiving nothing. All those white supremacists and CNN's faces dropped when she said that. A black person who wasn't letting the white media manipulate them or coerce them or browbeat them into giving the murderers a pass. They definitely don't want that to become habit-forming. Ahmaud Arbery's mother stood on her square, and that's why she got justice. She wasn't trying to get a quickie paycheck. She was trying to get righteous retribution. She condemned the murderers from the very beginning, and those who collaborated with the killers, including Biden's DOJ. You see, there's no substitute for standing up to the bad guys. There is absolutely no reason why Ahmaud Arbery's family had to fight the murderers and the so-called Justice Department just to make sure that these guilty as hell degenerate killers were convicted of the blatant murder that they committed. But that's what happened here. And that's not justice. And you know what else isn't justice? The white media's perverted efforts to try to rewrite history on this one. Both of the McMichaels were demanding that they be allowed to serve their life sentences in a federal prison where the conditions will be a lot nicer than the hellhole in Georgia. And why shouldn't they be so bold to make such a perverted demand? After all, they saw that Biden's DOJ was bending over backwards to give them whatever they wanted. The white media is saying that the DOJ prosecutors opposed this request by the McMichaels yesterday, and that the DOJ said that whatever court issued its sentence first, in this case the state court in Georgia, well, they're the ones where the killers ought to serve their sentence. Man, that sure is different from what they were saying just 7 months ago. Because it was this same Biden DOJ, the exact same cast of characters, who just 7 months ago in January cut an under-the-table plea deal with the McMichaels that would allow them to serve their sentences in federal prison. And Biden's DOJ fought the Arbery family in open court to keep that a secret, going so far as to lie about what they had promised the Arbery family they would do, and then telling the judge in open court to just ignore the Arbery family's objections and give the McMichaels a federal prison to serve their sentence in. You see, that's what actually happened. But you notice that the CNN story doesn't make any mention of that at all. None. They leave it out. And this isn't a case of CNN's fact-checkers being high on meth or otherwise unavailable. It's that the white media is trying to rewrite history, to make the bad guys, Merrick Garland and Kristen Clark, out to be heroes who were standing on principle and who just wanted to be tough on these killers. When the truth is, 7 months ago, it was Kristen Clark and Merrick Garland who were offering the McMichaels a federal prison sentence over the family's objections. The exact same Kristen Clark who is mismanaging the Justice Department Civil Rights Division today. Oh, she wasn't saying anything about state prison sentence taking precedence over federal convictions then. This is a new one from the Biden DOJ now. And Biden's DOJ's plan would have worked if Ahmaud Arbery's family hadn't blocked them. And now the white media is claiming Kristen Clark wanted them to go to federal prison all along. It was only because there was an adamant family on the case and a halfway decent judge presiding over the case that these animals didn't get away with it. But make no mistake, there is no justice in this country. If there was, when it comes time to appoint federal judges, they would be making anti-black violence into the litmus test, not some specious issue like abortion. Any judge who says that they would give a light or less than adequate sentence for anti-black violence should be immediately disqualified. Ahmaud Arbery's murder has been answered, but there's plenty of others to be spoken for, like the murder of Breonna Taylor, which the same DOJ that tried to give the McMichaels a cushy federal prison sentence are now trying to bury that murder. Remember who the enemy is. Not just the murderers, but those in the white media and the government who cover for them, who make excuses for them, who try to justify their killing, and who oppose the justice that we stand for. Good day, and be one. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors. Detroit Beauty Supply, King Edwards, Malik Phillips, Lo Have Mercy, and Naji95. Salute to them, and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.